Okay, to make our cool oscilloscope in Excel, we need to generate some Lissajou patterns, and all Lissajou patterns really are graphs. And you make graphs with X and Y plots, X and Y coordinates. These are a little more complicated X and Y coordinates. They involve the sine function, but I put it in a text box here so you can see the actual equation. The X value, or the Y value, it wouldn't really matter which one you use, but the X value is the sine of 2 pi times the horizontal frequency times a time interval, and then you add on the phase shift angle. Y will be sine of 2 pi times the other frequency. Doesn't matter which one you're using here, really. 2 pi times this, the other frequency times the same time interval. So this is actually a really easy program for as cool as it looks, and hopefully you can make it look really cool. And so I'm going to come over here and I'm going to make an interface. I'm just going to do something very simple here. You should make yours amazing. So this first thing will be horizontal frequency. This will be the vertical frequency, and we'll have this be the phase shift. And so they're going to enter something in here, and of course we needed to, if you read the directions, they should be able to enter anything from 0 up to 10. We're just going to keep it nice and simple. So we want to go up to data validation, and we'll do a whole number from 0 to 10. Okay, and then we'll do that again here. Data validation, whole number between 0 and 10. You know, you can do these error alerts and give them a message or input message if you want to, but I'm skipping that. Phase shift, also data validation. We're going to go from a whole number anywhere from 0 up to 360. Okay, so all we need really is 3 columns. The first one's going to be the time interval. The next one will be X, and the next one will be Y. And then we'll drag all those down and graph the X versus the Y. So the time interval is going to be pretty easy. It's going to be start with 0, and then 1 and 2 and so on. We'll drag that down here in a little bit. Actually, I'll go ahead and do that. Let's take it and drag it down. Let's see, what are we on? About 10. Let's go down to around 110. We'll just drag it down like 100 columns. Or 100 cells. That should probably be good enough. Okay, so the X value then is sine, or we're going to do equals sine. We got to have your angles be in radians, so right away we're going to put radians. And then of course we have 2 times pi, and the way you do pi is pi and then an open and then a closed parenthesis, times our horizontal frequency. And we want that every single time, so we're going to have to do a $sign there. And then times our time interval at that time there. And then add on your phase. And we're going to put a $sign there because we want to get that phase angle every single time also. And I think, hopefully that should work. Whoops, I need another parenthesis, but it'll fix it for me. Okay, and then this one, really we can just take this and probably drag it over and get most of it. Let's look at it now. Equals sine radians 2 pi times, I need the vertical one, and that should be this one, actually. Whoops, 2 pi times, right here should be the vertical one. I need a $sign on that. Times the time. 2 pi times the vertical frequency times the time. $sign on that one. No $sign on that one. Yikes. What will happen here? Radians, sine radians. Okay. should be good. Okay, so we'll take that down. Whoops. Let's just let's take this. Let's not waste our time here. Let's take both these down at the same time. Probably about 100 columns is all you need to make it look somewhat smooth. We better put some values in here. We'll put in a 5 and a 5, and we'll say 90-degree phase shift. And so we need to graph it. So insert a chart. We're going to get a scatter plot. We're going to get a smooth line scatter. That was dumb. I need to highlight my data. Let's do it that way first. Highlight my data. There we go. And cool, it was a circle. And you can probably make this look fancy and get rid of the grid. I'd get rid of the grid lines and everything else, so you just have a Lissajou pattern on there. Let's see, control, can delete those. Control, delete, cool. Chart layout. What do we got? Axes, or no, grid lines, horizontal, none. There, I just got a Lissajou pattern now. So we can test this out. I could do a 0 phase angle, and I get a line. I could do a 10. 10, that works. What if I do a different phase angle in between there somewhere? Okay, so it kind of rotates. You can rotate it really quick. Has to do with something that's almost close. Okay. This might look better if we spread it out a little bit more. There we go. Looks really cool, and you can make a really cool oscilloscope looking thing out of this. And of course you need to hide all these columns here, get rid of this up here, make your interface look really cool. In fact, put your interface right here on your oscilloscope so you can do it like turning dials of knobs or something like that. Would be really amazing and awesome. So there's your oscilloscope. By the way, when we do 10 to 10, the math works out a little weird, and you get these little glitchy things here if you get too high at frequencies. That's why I only went to 10. It gets worse if you get higher. So hopefully that'll work, and that'll be a simple program to end with.